Meet Margaret Yvonne Middleton. Born in 1922 in Vancouver, when she was 3, her father disappeared on a sailing vessel and was never seen or heard from again. She was raised by her mother and grandparents and studied acting and dancing as a child. At 18, she moved with her mother to Los Angeles and began appearing in beauty contests and working as a chorus line dancer at the Florentine Gardens nightclub. But she wanted to act, and so she signed a small contract with Paramount and began appearing in minor film roles under the stage name of Yvonne De Carlo. But she struggled to break through, appearing in over 20 small or uncredited roles. Famously, she said that after editing for one movie, only her left shoulder remained in the film. Frustrated, she left Paramount and decided to screen test at Universal Studios. Producer Walter Wanger discovered her and cast her as the lead in his film titled Salome, where she danced. The film was not a critical hit, but it was a box office success and made her a household name and caused Universal to sign her long term. From there, she appeared in major films such as the crime drama Criss, the western Black Bart, and the adventure drama Border River. One of her most famous performances came in 1956 in the film The Ten Commandments. In the 1960s, she shifted to television and became a pop culture icon, starring as Lily Munster on The Munsters. Known as a hard worker, she finished her career with over 100 acting credits. De Carlo passed away in 2007. She was 84 years old. Meet Ingrid Stensland. Stensland was born in 1934 in Sweden, but when she was a child, her family relocated to the United States. At age 18, she moved on her own to New York City to study acting while working as a model and burlesque dancer. And she began to get screen work in small television spots and commercials, acting under the stage name of Inger Stevens. Her big film breakthrough came in 1957 at age 22 in the film Man on Fire, which starred Bing Crosby. She then followed up with performances in films like The Buccaneer and Cry Terror, but her major starring role came on television in the 1960s as the lead in The Farmer's Daughter, which earned her a Golden Globe Award and an Emmy nomination. Stevens also went on to appear in major films like A Guide for the Married Man with Walter Matthau and Hang 'em High with Clint Eastwood. But Stevens' life came to a tragic and mysterious end in April of 1970 when her roommate found her collapsed on the kitchen floor. She was responsive but unable to speak. Stevens passed away in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. She was just 35 years old. Meet Marion Levy. Levy was born in 1910 in New York. She entered show business as a teenager and began dancing in musicals with the Ziegfeld Follies using the stage name of Paulette Goddard. And in the early 1930s, at age 20, she relocated to Hollywood and began dating film star Charlie Chaplin and appeared alongside him in movies like Modern Times and The Great Dictator, both of which made her a household name. The couple separated in 1942, and Goddard built a strong solo career with appearances like The Cat and the Canary with Bob Hope, Northwest Mounted Police with Gary Cooper, and Reap the Wild Wind with John Wayne. In 1943, she received an Academy Award nomination for her performance in So Proudly We Hail. Through the 1940s and 50s, she became one of Paramount's most popular leading actresses, appearing in 25 major films during Hollywood's golden age. After marrying novelist Eric Maria Remarque, she largely stepped away from acting. Goddard settled with Remarque in Switzerland, where she focused on art and her personal life. Goddard passed away in 1990. She was 79 years old. Meet Lucia Bosè. Born in 1931 in Milan, Italy. At age 16, she entered and won the Miss Italia beauty pageant. And because of this, Italian film directors immediately recruited her to begin appearing in minor Italian film roles. At age 19, she began landing starring roles, first in the 1950 romantic drama film film Story of a Love Affair. Then in 1953, she starred in the French-Italian drama The Lady Without Camellias. Then in 1955, at age 24, she starred in the Spanish film Death of a Cyclist, which many consider her best performance. At this point, she was a major star in European cinema. However, at 24, she fell in love with Spanish bullfighter Luis Miguel Dominguez and chose to step away from acting to focus on raising a family, which was very important to her. The marriage lasted for 13 years, but eventually the couple divorced, and Bosè returned to European cinema in the late 1960s. Her career spanned more than 40 years and included over 30 European screen credits. Her final film appearance was in 2013. Lucia Bosè passed away in 2020. She was 89 years old. Meet Glenda Farrell. Born in 1904 in Oklahoma, her family relocated to San Diego, and as a teenager, she began working as a stage actress. In 1929, at age 25, she relocated to New York after landing a major role in the play Skidding, a role that she reportedly played 355 times. Her major film breakthrough came the following year in 1930 when she was cast as the lead female in the crime drama Little Caesar. This launched her into a long run with Warner Brothers. In the following years, she appeared in major films such as I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, Mystery of the Wax Museum, and Lady for a Day. Known as a hard worker, she famously appeared in more than 30 films in her first 5 years with Warner Brothers. She left Warner Brothers in 1939, but stayed active in film and television and appeared in more than 40 television series, and she won an Emmy Award for her work on the medical drama series Ben Casey. Farrell was married to Dr. Henry Ross for 30 years until she passed away from lung cancer in 1971. She was 66 years old. Meet Jean Eliza Tierney. Born in 1920 in Brooklyn, her parents came from a well-off background and hoped she would build a formal place in society, but Tierney was drawn to acting. After school, she moved to New York and worked briefly on Broadway in the late 1930s, gaining enough attention to draw interest from film studios. In 1940, she signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, and she made her screen debut that same year in the film The Return of Frank James, and quickly became a rising Hollywood star. Her defining performance came in 1944 in the crime drama Laura, and the next year she earned an Academy Award nomination for her performance in Leave Her to Heaven. Through the late 1940s and early 1950s, she appeared in major films such as The Razor's Edge and Night in the City. Her personal life also drew media attention. In 1943, Tierney contracted rubella from a fan while pregnant, and it caused her daughter to be born with disabilities. Tierney battled depression for years, driven in part by her daughter's condition, and by the mid-1950s, the illness disrupted her career and led her to enter treatment several times. She returned only occasionally to film in the early 1960s. She spent her later years in Texas with her husband Howard Lee. Jean Tierney passed away in 1991. She was 70 years old.